Now that's just another groove to kickstart your morning.
That's right. Good morning, Fiji. It's Gold FM bringing you the classic hits to fine-tune your mornings.
And Fila still trying to fine-tune her voice.
And as always, Pedali still trying to wake up.
Now this is where you'll find us every morning from Monday to Friday.
On Daybreak with Pedali and Fina from 6 to 9. Join us.
Tonight, copra price increases after 15 years, and 5 forces closure of downtown Boulevard building in Suva. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate, and you're watching FBC News. Good news for copra farmers as the price of copra has increased effective from the 1st of this month. As Shireen Lata reports, this price increase comes after 15 long years.
Government has approved the new copra prices. From $500 per ton, the new price is now $780.
The effect of the economic crisis in the US in August last year, and then followed by the debt crisis in Europe, that affected the world market price. So the world market price was somewhere around less than $600 per US dollars per metric ton. And that translated to less than $500 per metric ton.
Elisoni Tauba is hopeful that this change in price will generate interest among farmers to remain in the copra industry.
For last month, just because of the slight increase in world market price of somewhere around 500, which equates to about 560, the farmers started cutting copra. We were getting hardly 200 tons per month for July alone. July and August, we were getting somewhere around 300 metric tons per month.
The increase in copra prices is no doubt welcome. However, close attention is being paid to world market prices.
If the world market price says that the world market price goes beyond, say, somewhere around $1,300 per metric ton, and that been translated to the mill gate price of say $800. So the miller will have to pay that difference.
Copra Millers of Fiji is one of the main buyers of copra locally. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
The government will not engage with old politicians who still live in the past. Attorney General Said Qayyum says those who continue to object to the 2013 Constitution are trying to hinder their efforts of preparing the country for general elections. Wasita Kote Wasawasa reports.
A lot's been said lately by politicians who continue to oppose the 2013 Constitution, claiming it does not contain the mandate of the people. FBC News took to the streets today to find out what the people expect come the 2014 elections.
New politician.
Why?
Those who can take us to the way forward, where we want to be in the right direction.
The new politicians will bring in more changes, new developments and other things which will be better for our country rather than the old ones who rely on the financial motives of depriving Fiji of its best economy.
I believe, looking at the current government in place, I think most will vote for the current government because many have seen what they have done for the people in terms of development.
I prefer the new politician. Old politician, you know what happened during King Krishna. The new government came in, everything is normal. No crime, there's very, very less crime. This government really work hard.
Meanwhile, the Attorney General Said Qayyum says they will not waste their time on those who continue to go against the 2013 Constitution.
Benny Marama government does not engage in this, he said this, I said that, tete-a-tale type of approach. We take a national approach to issues.
Said Qayyum adds that the way forward for politicians is to ensure that they maintain their standards of engagement at all levels.
Politics does not mean that you engage in sort of name calling and sort of bring yourself down to the gutter level. There needs to be a certain level of propriety. There needs to be a certain level of decency, but more importantly, there needs to be a certain level of honesty.
The Attorney General says the government will continue with the roadmap to democracy. Wasita Kote Wasawasa, FBC News.
A major fire was averted at the downtown Boulevard in the heart of the capital this morning. Quick action by the National Fire Authority saw an end to what could have been a more disastrous situation. As Chanel Sivan reports, the building has been shut down.
Smoke was visible from around 8:15 this morning. The National Fire Authority quick on the scene. Everyone was evacuated, and according to National Fire Authority Chief Executive John O'Connor, the fire could have been far worse had they not come in when they did.
While the smoke was coming out, heavy black smoke, just a few fire, we believe, had started in one of the kitchens and had gone through the ventilation system, and that's why it was ending up right at the top. We managed to contain that fire very quickly.
The fire had started from a kitchen on the first floor, literally caused a standstill as evacuees and the public looked on. Many have this man to thank. He cracked the glass to the fire alarm with his hands. Because of the intensity of the heat in the exhaust vent, all electrical wires around the vent melted, causing a major blackout to the whole building.
Trying to still determine the cause of the fire. We know it started from the kitchen area. In terms of the damages, there's minimum damage to the office areas in floor 2, 3 and 4. The main damage we believe is in the restaurant area at the ground floor. So that's where we're focusing on the investigation to try and determine what was the real cause of the fire.
The downtown Boulevard will remain closed to all its tenants until investigations conclude. According to the National Fire Authority, it was necessary to close the whole building for the safety of the people. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
The Look North policy is a cornerstone of the government's program, and Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says he wants to do a lot more to develop Vanua Levu. He made the comments while opening the first of 5 telecenters for Vanua Levu in Senganga today. Bainimarama says an important part of the Look North policy is to give Northerners access to the telecommunications revolution that is transforming the lives of people across Fiji and across the world. The telecenters are for students during school hours and the rest of the community in the evening and on weekends. 10 telecenters are already operating in various parts of the country. Coming up, Miss Fiji turns heads at Miss World pageant.
Hi, I'm Sophie.
And I'm Tix.
You can join us on The Breakfast Show
every weekday from Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. right here on Today FM.
That's right.
Nisambula binaka oya wone kamanalangi oni nandorungo diao mai na diwa kina rua na bisinga mai na moniti kina bagarumbu kana Radio Fiji 1 ndoma ibiti bongani bianyanu nama katalengana bengo na sasibiani na tinna kaloka na bembongi ni bukilulu kena bima mani walu na bembongi ni bakarowai mai na mbuza ni balu ninge namaka.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. Fishing provides for an important source of food, employment, income and recreation for people throughout the Pacific. A regional workshop currently underway in Nandi now aims to reduce and combat illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, or IUU, by implementing strict port state measures. Akusita Tale has more.
More than 14 participants from around the region have gathered to discuss ways and activities that will improve the monitoring and surveillance of IUUs. One of the main objectives is to improve the region's vessel monitoring system, where all vessels fishing on our EEZ is monitored.
Not all vessels can be boarded in the sea, but they will be coming into port where we have to monitor them and see that they follow the standard procedures that they require when they enter our ports.
Fiji hasn't faced much problems of illegal fishing. However, the ministry has increased its staff capacity to ensure this remains.
One area that we've been lacking in, getting in the people that the numbers that we need. We are thankful to government for giving another 25. And we are training 2 of our senior officers here, 3, representing our nation, to do the very work and assist the remaining officers that are just coming into the workforce, implement this message.
Inoke Wainingolo says everyone involved in fishing must help conserve and manage our fisheries if there is to be enough fish for current and future generations. The workshop ends on Friday. Akusita Talei, FBC News.
A health center is being constructed in Duvu Singatoka, which is expected to open early next year. Minister for Health Dr. Neil Sharma says the facility is part of the government's plan to decentralize health services. Earlier this year, he opened a similar health center in Lautoka. The opening of a new health center in Duvu will ease the burden of the Singatoka hospital and will give more than 5,000 people in the area access to better services.
Important to deliver health in its widest context, in its decentralized manner. So if you look at Nandronga and Agosa, all the health facilities are being cleaned up, tidied up, better equipped, with consumables, medical consumables, with medication, and adequately staffed with people.
Fiji's representative to the Miss World pageant in Indonesia, Kaireen Erbsleben, has received top rankings in the contest currently underway in Bali. The Beauties Concept, a group renowned for making accurate predictions on who is most likely to take out the contest, has placed Kaireen at 29th out of 131 contestants. Ritika Pratap reports.
With about 20 days to go before the crowning of one of the biggest world pageants, and Fiji's Kaireen Erbsleben is already turning heads. Of the 131 contestants, Kaireen is in the top 30s.
Number one is Miss France, and Miss Philippines is in second, Miss Brazil is in third. Now these three girls that are leading the competition ranking have had spotlight on them even before the competition started, and for Fiji to get in there is a huge achievement, so I'm very excited.
Unfortunately, Fiji lost out on the national costume contest, but there is still hope with another 2 awards up for grabs.
Still got the Beauty with a Purpose presentation to go. We did a really good presentation on that. We've also got the Beach Beauty, which we're still waiting for the results. The sports competition that is taking place today in Bali, and we still have the private interview to go.
Andy Blake has also reassured the nation that Kaireen is safe despite protests in Bali against the contest.
Safety for the contestants is very paramount. High security and bodyguards have been beefed up in Bali surrounding the contestants and the organizers, and right now there hasn't been any confirmation from the Miss World organization that the contest has indeed been moved to Bali.
Being ranked 29th amongst 131 other beauties from around the world is a huge achievement in itself for the 21-year-old who continues to fly Fiji's flag at one of the biggest world events. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Sports now, and Jamie has some exciting news for soccer fans.
Yes, indeed, Jackie. For all you football fans who have seen the World Cup trophy on television and even the recent promotions of the trophy coming to our shores, well, great news for you. Next week, Thursday, you can get a chance to see it up close as it stops by en route to Rio 2014. Details on this and updates from the mini games after the break.
Bola, oya wasala vilawa. Do pata ki au mena viwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina vagaromboka. Kako ni valatana no musini sari na kai samariando loloma leone vani ni nau. Omgori ke de mena viwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina vagaromboka na Bula FM number 2 sere.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on Ghar Sansar, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. only on Radio Fiji 2.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. Soccer fans, brace yourselves because the FIFA World Cup trophy will be gracing our shores for the first time ever as part of its world tour by Coca-Cola. The coveted football trophy will journey across the globe and visit 88 countries in preparation for next year's FIFA World Cup in Rio. Talendao Dakataka reports.
The coaching staff have waited for, they've dreamed about.
Next Thursday provides a chance of a lifetime. For the first time ever, Fiji will be home to football's holy grail. Fiji will welcome the FIFA World Cup trophy in a tour that's being carefully coordinated for international football's most prized possession.
So we are actually excited about this trophy tour because it's coming straight out of Brazil into Tahiti, then Fiji. So we're number 3 on the list of 88 countries that span across the globe, from the Middle East to the eastern countries, to the Eastern Bloc, to Indonesia, to Asia. Fiji, we're actually ranked number 3 right now to receive the FIFA World Cup trophy, and we are excited about that.
Unfortunately, the trophy will only spend 3 days in Fiji, and it will mean taking a trip to the Sugar City to witness it up front.
Obligations to host the FIFA World Cup trophy brought to you by Coca-Cola. There is an element of security that's listed this, and one of the requirements is that it's got to be a certain distance from an airport, and the most suitable venue right now, closest to the airport, the international airport, would be the Churchill Park in Lautoga, and therefore we've been obligated to fulfill that requirement.
An exciting week looms for football fans. Following its visit to our shores, the trophy continues to Vanuatu and the rest of the world before returning to Rio for the start of the World Cup in 2014. Tsalendo Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
He's made 102 club appearances for Waitakere United and bagged 71 goals in the process. It's no wonder Fiji's Krishna is one of New Zealand's most wanted footballers. Currently in the country, not long after signing up with Auckland City, Krishna knows he's made the right decision.
From Waitek to Auckland City was just to want to try something new and in my soccer career, and a major one was to play in the FIFA World Club Championship.
Joining Auckland City has been a move he's been pondering for some time.
They were trying to get me from last season, but like I said, I wanted to give something back to Waitek United and to win, to be the champion of New Zealand, but we didn't win the OFC. That was the main one. But I have learned a lot from Waitek, I said. But Auckland City is is a new step, new environment, and I'm looking for it, and I'm happy.
Krishna was in Nandi today, heading a junior coaching clinic for primary school players. While all eyes will be fixed on the sevens teams competing for Pacific supremacy at the Pacific Mini Games, 2 young referees from Fiji will be officiating their first international tournament. Mentored by James Mbolambiu, Kaveni Talimai-Valangi and Tivita Rokeveremi say they expect good rugby from the island teams, and they are not shy to come down hard on those who do not stick to the rules. Shalvin Chand reports.
The 2 young referees from Fiji are following in the footsteps of their mentor, James Mbolambiu. They are excited at the prospect of officiating at their first international meet.
Feeling good, and I think ready for the tournament. And like all referees, they only say back in Fiji, it's just another game.
They may be new to international rugby, but these boys have been well trained.
First time for me to come this far. And I'm feeling good also, because they've chosen me and they believe in me to do the job here.
Their first job today was ground inspection. Now they're just hoping that the players keep their end of the deal and follow the laws of the game. You can see behind me, last-minute preparations are being done to ensure that everything is in proper shape before the rugby tournament kicks off tomorrow. Here's to hoping that the Fiji team shines above all, and our young referees show to the world that Fiji is not only the best when it comes to sevens, but also when it comes to officials. Shalvin Chand, FBC Sports.
Sailors Charlotte Taylor and Sulueti Raungeunge are eyeing a team medal in the laser competition at the Pacific Mini Games in Wallace and Futuna. The winds picked up today, and unlike the 2 knots from last week, it was gusting up to 20 knots. This condition had many of the sailors capsizing and struggling to finish. Raungeunge had to sit out the first race of the day after she needed assistance from her team members. Both sailors are focused to bring in a medal.
The first race was a little upset for me. I guess next time it's a lesson for me just to check my rigs again. But the second race really taught me a lesson that, when you get out there, you're not only by yourself, but you've got the whole country watching you. And I couldn't let my team down, Charlotte Taylor. And so, yeah, I really belted in the second race, and I was really proud that I got somewhere and I beat 3 boats. So, very excited.
The Fiji women's volleyball team is no longer in contention for a gold medal after losing out to Tahiti this afternoon by 3 straight sets. Fiji had to win this game to ensure a top 2 finish. The result means they will face Nauru tomorrow afternoon in a playoff match where the winner will play against Papua New Guinea for bronze. And it was an emotional trip to the village of Ngahi by members of Team Fiji yesterday on the island of Wallis. The team arrived at the village yesterday morning, and after being accorded the traditional kava ceremony, it was off to dancing and a feast fit for a king. In a touching farewell, villagers gifted athletes with a traditional belt and necklaces made out of shell. That was your Monday night sports. It's back to Jackie now with business.
In 2012 had its share of significant insurance events following on from 2011, which was marked by historically high incidents of disasters and the ongoing financial crisis. This was revealed in the Reserve Bank of Fiji 2012 Insurance Annual Report. Natural disasters were the main theme for Fiji's insurance industry in 2012. For the first time, the domestic general insurance industry reported an underwriting loss of $2.8 million due to the two floods in Western Viti Levu and Cyclone Evan. The total assets of the local insurance industry, however, noted a growth of 16.4% on a consolidated level, with the industry solvency surplus recorded at a comfortable $156.5 million in 2012. It's time to meet our weather girl. How's it going, Jen?
Hi, Jackie. We had a fabulous Monday, not a raindrop in sight. It was fine all the way from Batulambasa with just a few brief cloudy periods for those in Suva and Savasavu. And finally, we see some centers with temperatures in the 30s today. Yep, it was 32 degrees in Lambasa, our highest, and 30 degrees in Ba. Suva and Savasavu were both on 27, the day's lowest temperature. Everyone across the country can look forward to another gorgeous day tomorrow. As usual, there might be some cloudiness here and there, but nothing major. There's also a strong wind warning in force for all Fiji waters, as well as rough seas for mariners. We're heading to the Singatoka Sand Dunes now, the National Park beachfront to be exact. And this shot was beautifully captured by Mbuli Vakarua. That's weather. Have a great evening and catch me again tomorrow.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. The headlines again. Copper prices increase after 15 years. Downtown Boulevard in Suva closed after fire this morning. Now to results of last week's poll question. The question was, with Australia and New Zealand now supporting the new constitution, should all travel restrictions against Fiji stop? 79% of you said yes. This week we're asking, should the new Australian government engage with Fiji quickly? www.fbc.com.fj is the website to visit to take part. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's news for tonight. Until tomorrow. Good night.
आपकी शादी होने वाली है। 5 बच्चे होंगे। 5 हाय, मैं हूँ आपकी सहेली वेणु। सुनते रहिए मिर्ची एफएम। मैं हूँ ना 9 से 12 बजे तक।